The story begins with a shark researcher named Sophia, who, along with her team, was tracking a shark named Lullet in the Pacific Ocean. They had been tracking Lullet for a few months. The team was waiting for Lullet to appear on their radar again so they could take a sample and continue their research. Soon, they started receiving signals that Lullet was entering their area. For members of the team, including Sophia's husband, dove into the ocean to search for Lullet. While searching, they came across a baby sperm whale. Although it was just a baby, it was already larger than a normal whale, and adult males of the species could weigh up to 41,000 kilograms. The frightening part was that the whale was dead, and almost half of its body was missing. As the team was still trying to figure out what had killed the whale, the killer appeared right in front of them, Lullet, the shark. Everyone was terrified because the last time they had examined Lullet, 2 months ago, she was only a meter long. Now, she was almost 7 meters in size, having grown nearly 3 times larger in just 2 months. Sophia's husband made a critical mistake. He was still focused on collecting a sample and stabbed Lullet's body to get a piece for research. What happened next was terrifying. Within moments, the shark attacked, and all the researchers present were torn to pieces, except for Sophia and one of her companions, who were watching from a distance. Sophia, in shock, jumped into the ocean, hoping to find any survivors, but she only found the mutilated remains of her team scattered everywhere. Suddenly, Lullet appeared again, looking monstrous. The shark attacked Sophia, dragging her into the ocean. However, Sophia somehow managed to escape. The scene then shifts 3 years later. Sophia had stopped researching sharks and was now working as an aquarium guide, teaching children about fish. During this time, the story introduces Mika, a marine activist who runs an organization called Saviors of the Sea, dedicated to protecting marine life. Mika goes to meet Sophia and takes her to the headquarters, where she shows her something important. She reveals that Lilith, the shark Sophia had been researching years ago, is about to enter the Seine River in Paris. This means Lilith is coming to their city, and Mika wants Sophia's help in examining her. Sophia explains that sometimes sharks migrate due to climate change, but it's very difficult for a shark to travel from the Pacific Ocean to Paris. Sharks like Lilith can't survive in the freshwater of the Seine River. More importantly, Sophia has personal reasons connected to her past with Lilith, and she's hesitant to get involved again. She declines Mika's request and leaves. Later, we see 2 boys near the Seine River. They find 2 small missile-like objects with red balls on them. Soon, police officers arrive, collect the missiles, and explain that old World War II missile shells are still sometimes found in the river. They assure everyone it's nothing to worry about. That night, Mika and his son are with a friend who is investigating a car accident that happened near the Seine River. However, Mika's friend is actually trying to find out if Lilith has reached the river. He dives into the water and discovers a huge shark with large teeth marks. Before he can do more, the police arrive, as it's illegal to investigate such a case. Mika is arrested, but his friend manages to escape. Meanwhile, Sophia has been tracking Lilith and now knows that Lilith has indeed reached the Seine River. The next morning, officers retrieve the body of a man who had died in the car accident. Everyone is shocked because half of his body is missing, and it's clear that some large animal had eaten part of him. Sophia and Mika are present, and Sophia tells the officers that a shark is responsible for this. She warns that if they don't act, more deaths will occur. Mika, however, interprets this as Sophia wanting to kill the shark to stop the deaths. Mika, being a marine activist dedicated to saving sea creatures, begins to plan how to protect Lilith. Even though Lilith is dangerous and has killed people, Mika feels it's her duty to save the shark. The situation becomes complicated as Mika struggles with the idea of saving a shark that is killing people. She's determined, but the question remains, will she succeed, or should the shark be stopped for good? That same night, Officer Adiel arrives at the Seine River with his team and Sophia. They plan to capture Lilith, the shark, by diving into the river. Sophia helps them track Lilith. Everything seems to be going well, and they're about to locate Lilith. However, Mika, with the help of her friend, jams the tracker's signal, preventing them from tracking Lilith. This puts the lives of the diving officers at great risk. Fortunately, Lilith finds a full meal elsewhere that night and moves toward another country, saving the officers. This was a serious situation. A giant shark was roaming under Paris. The officers take the issue to the mayor, who insists that the shark must be stopped because a swimming event is about to take place in the Seine River and she cannot afford to cancel it. The officers begin planning how to stop Lilith, while Mika is arrested and sent to jail. Mika secretly makes a video and spreads it among marine activists, talking about the government's plan to kill sharks like Lilith. She urges activists to stand against this and save the sharks, even if it means risking their own lives. In her video, she calls on people to come to Paris that night and enter the catacombs to help. Mika's plan is nearly successful, but before it can fully unfold, her friend informs the police about it. The police discover that the shark is currently in the Paris catacombs. The catacombs are underground tunnels spread throughout Paris, built when the city was first constructed. Later that night, Mika and a group of activists arrive at the catacombs. The police, along with Sophia, are also there, having learned of the plan. A confrontation breaks out between the activists and the officers. As they argue, Mika jumps into the river near the catacombs to prove that sharks are not dangerous to humans. However, a shark appears, but it's not Lilith. It becomes clear that there are more sharks in the area, and soon multiple sharks arrive. In the next moment, one of the sharks attacks Mika, showing just how dangerous the situation truly is. In a few moments, one of the sharks delivers the kiss of death to Mika, tearing her body into pieces. Everyone is shocked. The activists, who had come with dreams of saving marine life, are devastated. They realize that not everything can be saved. Some things are too dangerous. Their idealistic hopes are shattered as they see that some creatures, like these sharks, have to be stopped. Many of the activists fall into the river, becoming easy prey for the sharks. The sharks tear people apart, and soon half of the river turns red with blood. The situation is chaotic, but eventually, the authorities manage to rescue the survivors. One shark is killed during the ordeal, and Sophia examines it. She discovers that the shark is a female, only about 2 months old, and it is pregnant. In its stomach, she finds baby sharks, which indicates something terrifying. The sharks are reproducing through parthenogenesis, a process where the female can produce offspring without a male. This is alarming because it means the shark population can increase rapidly in a short time. Sophia also learns that this shark is Lilith's daughter, and like her mother, it has the ability to survive in freshwater. Lilith developed this ability by adapting to harsh climate conditions. Even worse, Sophia realizes that there could be thousands of these sharks, and they are living inside the catacombs of Paris. The team decides that the only way to stop the sharks is to blast the catacombs and kill them all. The next day, a swimming event is scheduled to take place in the Seine River, where many people will swim together. If news about the sharks were to spread, no one would come, but for some reason, the mayor refuses to cancel the event. Even though she knows there is a danger of sharks in the river, she insists on proceeding with the event. To keep people safe, officers and special surveillance teams are placed along the river, and a large net is set up to trap any sharks that might come near. Meanwhile, Officer Adiel, Sophia, and the rest of the team are preparing to blast key spots inside the catacombs to destroy the sharks. They all dive into the river and take their positions. The movie's climax shows the scariest scene. In the deep, dark waters, Adiel shines a torch, and in the next moment, they see thousands of baby sharks circling around him. Although these are baby sharks, they are incredibly powerful, capable of tearing a person apart in seconds. Just like Lilith, these baby sharks have grown much larger than normal in a very short time, and the threat they pose is immense. All the bombs were placed in their spots, ready to explode. Just before the detonation, a bomb suddenly goes off. Adiel manages to stop it, but he gets injured in the process. He is rescued, but when Sophia goes to check on things, she sees Lilith, who is actually Shirley in disguise. Lolita, furious over the death of her children, cannot see Sophia. Instead, she destroys the net holding back the Seine River. This causes chaos as the water floods the area where a race was taking place, and everyone starts swimming for their lives. Then, Lilith kills a man in a single stroke, spreading fear and destruction. Soon, a swarm of sharks arrives, sent by Lilith. These sharks had been living outside the catacombs and survived the bomb explosions. Their large numbers turn the river red with blood as they attack people, leaving body parts floating in the water. Things take a turn for the worse when a special officer shoots at the sharks with a sniper rifle. Some bullets miss and hit old missiles from World War II, still active and hidden in the Seine River. One missile explodes, triggering a chain reaction with other missiles. This leads to a massive tsunami that engulfs most of Paris, including the mayor. Amid the chaos, Adiel and Sophia are seen floating in the flooded river, holding onto some object. Suddenly, they find themselves in a mysterious place in the universe, surrounded by strange visions and shocks. These sharks travel into cities built along the Seine River and spread across the country, then the continent, and eventually the entire world. The sharks, now monstrous, begin to wreak havoc globally. And with that, the story of destruction and chaos ends as the movie fades out.